Hello, I'm Horcerer. I want to find out what makes every single killer tick. There's one big glaring issue with that though. I play the Nemesis, essentially only the Nemesis. I physically cannot get thousands of hours of experience on every single character. So, I'm going to be interviewing people that do have those thousands of hours. One for every single killer. Welcome to Stars of the Fog. Alright, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Stars of the Fog. Today we are going to be covering a triangular man, one with the power to execute survivors. The Executioner, Pyramid Head, Silent Hill, you know him, you love him. Pyramid Head coming up. Our guest today is someone who is a very well-versed Pyramid Head player, and, well, I'll let them introduce themselves and what they're really known for.
Hello, my name is Awrii. I am mostly known for the Executioner, aka Pyramid Head. Mostly known for drawing on Twitter, posting if you guys seen it, and also likes the M2 a lot, unlike other like Pyramid mains, and also loves a tunnel.
Classic, okay. So, what got you into Dead by Daylight? When did you really, start playing the game?
I think it was like when Oni came out, so I think that was around 2019, I believe. And that was during my Xbox days too, because I remember like it was during the Game Pass, I believe. That's when I first tried out, and I was fully a survivor main too, which is insane. I didn't really play killer because how difficult it was with controller.
What survivor did you main first?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say Yui.
Okay. And about how long did you do that before you really started playing killer? When did you get to being a killer main?
Think like around like 2022 of April. That's when I first got DbD on PC, and then I just started playing killer because I had really no one to play with. I was just mostly solo doling.
So what got you to Pyramid Head specifically? Because you said of course that it was hard to play on controller, so you moved to PC, got a mouse and keyboard, and you were like, okay, I've upgraded a little bit. So why Pyramid Head specifically? How did you get to him over everyone else?
Well, before Pyramid Head, I used to like play a lot of self killers like Pig, Wraith, Ghostface, and Michael Myers. And I like to do thing like scaring streamers back then, because it was at least make both me and the streamer enjoyable experience. That was like my thing back then. But when I first got Pyramid, I think it was like towards the end of 2022. That's when I realized you can take double hits or quad hits if it's possible. And plus I'm a big Silent Hill fan since Resident Evil came out, which is I think it was around 2006, I believe.
Okay. So Pyramid Head was just a natural, wow, okay, this is going to be really sick because you like Silent Hill.
Yeah, he's we see him in DbD right now, he looks terrifying, especially if no one hasn't really seen a scary Pyramid main that knows what to do,
Yeah.
So I want to try and learn him, and maybe in the future I could master him and be the true executioner main in the fog.
Yeah, and talking about just learning him and mastering him, do you feel like you've mastered him? And if so, how long has it taken you?
I think up until 2023, I started playing a lot at the beginning of the year, and up and towards the anniversary, that's when I started grinding him a lot. So I know mostly how to be patient with my power, realizing that duration is one of the good add-ons if you want to learn how to be patient with his power. And up until August, that's when I finally got in P100, and then after that, I just keep on playing him. I didn't really play under killers because most of the killers in this game are just M1 killers. I'm not really good at M1ing, so I'm mostly just a M2 enjoyer.
Feel that for sure. I don't really enjoy the M1 gameplay at all.
Yeah,
I
it's just how do you say if you want to be good M1 killers, I just feel you have to be really good at mind games, and I'm not really good at mind gaming myself.
I think that's completely fair. Yeah. But a lot of the time, if I play an M1, I'll be like, okay, if I was Nemesis, I would have got a hit there, and there, and there, and there, and just the entire game. And it's I have to play pallets. It's terrible.
Yeah, when it comes to M2 killer, it just makes easier for Nemi too, because you don't have to worry about all the M1ing bullshit.
Exactly, yeah. But while we're worrying or not worrying about things, what would you say is your absolute favorite part of Pyramid Head? This can be anything at all. So a tech, a visual, sound, whatever.
Does it include like
Anything.
gameplay too, or?
Anything at all.
For one, I really love his power. Like, he is the only killer that will go through like walls, shoot down stairs. I don't think any other killer can do that. Maybe, or his M2 is kind of. I started by a little bit Dracula, but it's not really the same. And then the other thing is the chase music, which I really love. It's one of my favorites. It's made by the goat himself, Akira Yamaoka.
That's the composer for Silent Hill, for those that
Yeah.
don't know. I was going to be really annoying and be like, oh, actually, there are other killers whose powers go through walls, like Nurse can go through walls and Deathslinger can shoot down the stairs, but, you know.
I mean, yeah, for Nurse, but like Pyramid is like the only like, M2 killer.
Yeah, I was
And
just
there is
being
like
annoying.
some really like dirty spots, like depending on which map. Like for example, like the Gideon's drop shot,
I
get
love the
M2
Gideon
through
drop.
it. That shit is so satisfying to hit. And then, like I said, the downstairs shots that not a lot of people know.
I feel like I've experienced it coming out of basement a good few times, so it might be a little more commonly known.
No, it's really good for like RPD, for example. That was a good example for shooting down the stairs, especially that one God palette.
For sure. So on the opposite end of things, what would you say is what you dislike the most about him?
Oh my gosh, I think everyone knows I'm gonna say it's the add-ons. There's only like a couple add-ons that can really use range, duration, or double range, but most of those add-ons are just not really good, especially this area add-ons. The one that's like undetectable, like while walking down the trail, that's like probably the worst like area add-on in the game as of now.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I get it. You know, mine are at least serviceable, I would say, but Pyramid Head is definitely one of like the top ones that needs an add-on pass. But while we're talking about add-ons, as far as that type of thing goes, you said you don't really like them because, you know, they're kind of boring, kind of weak. So you probably think they're undertuned, but what are your favorites to run? What do you run? And like just in general, how do you feel about add-ons? And are there any like special ones that you think deserve an honorable mention?
I really like running Tablet of the Oppressor, which like makes you hold your M2 a little bit longer. So that's like I said earlier, like if you run it, you can be more patient with your power depending like how the survivors move. They want to like W key or just doubling back. And then the other add-on is Brain Ramping thing, which increases the range by like 0.5. It's not really that bad compared to like, the yellow or the brown or basic it too. So I think both of them combined, it's like,
Double range, yeah.
and then for, well, I guess the only interesting one is the one sloppy add-on ceremony book. But it's kind of like crazy how they actually like change an add-on to makes it's pretty much just a sloppy which add-on, which I might give it a try in the future maybe. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of sloppy add-ons or sloppy in general. And then
Yeah.
the other add-on, I think I forgot which egg was. I think it's color egg.
It's one of the
I got to
eggs.
change it to. It's still not really good. I mean, I just find blindness not really useful for Pyramid.
Yeah, I mean, you can get rid of like Windows Opportunity or something, but it's not really a super interesting thing because most of the time, if they're stepping in and going blind, they would be, in chase rather than sometime when blindness would affect them, like seeing a hook or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, if it was like if you hit them with their power, then yeah, I can get it instead of like walking trails because majority of people just ignore the trails.
Or leave it, yeah.
Yeah.
So on the other topic of like things that you run, aside from add-ons, of course, what perks do you really run? And do you think there's any perks that Pyramid Head uses better than any other killer in the game? And what is your
Like,
favorite perk?
my favorite perk, just like two favorite perks. One I used to when I first started Pyramid, and when I run now. The one I run now is Deadlock, which like I know it's like has nothing to do with like power ending, but like it just makes the game a little bit longer. Is majority of people just W key and just waste your time, especially on like big maps like Area Crows or RPD. So I think the perk, if you run it, you're patient with power. You don't have to worry about like gens flying. So take the time you need to M2, and then usually just run like. If I run like a sweaty build, usually I just run Corrupt, Deadlock, Painrez, or No Way Out. Because,
Just
I like
slow
to
down, really.
yeah, it's like the game a little longer, Try to hit people with my M2 as much as I can. I switch it up with Fire Up or Zanshin. With Zanshin is, I think people should also use Zanshin, but by the way. Fire Up is just, just for silly fast pickup time.
Mm-hmm. And do you think there's any perks that Pyramid Head uses specifically better than any other killer in the game, or?
I'm all ears. That one's like a really like good perk, especially like the buff it got like a while ago. I think it's like 30 or 40 seconds. I don't even remember what's the cooldown. And then pair it with like Lethal or No Dive. You can definitely like track Cyrus easier.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And on the opposite end of things, for Survivor, right? Is there any perk that counters Pyramid Head?
Counters, there's a lot. Like
Yeah.
live is like so annoying to deal with.
Yeah.
You can just W key away from like a different tile. I mean, I don't really find annoying, but like yeah, I can definitely see it to be annoying because once you use your power and then you just 99 it, like, and then you just hold W away. I don't know, those two exhaustions like probably the worst to deal with. And I think that's pretty much it. Not to worry about like any other perks like DS. You can just cage them and just prevent them to gain it, or OTR.
Yeah, that is a unique thing. You just kind of don't have to deal with those if you put them in a cage, huh?
Yeah, it prevents like so many like anti-tunnel perks. It's like actually crazy.
It's a little bit of like a killer specific strength, a playstyle thing, because, you know, I don't know why Nemesis is supposedly the king of tunneling when you can just circumvent anti-tunnel completely. I feel like I'm a little targeted, but would you
It's a
say,
tunneling icon.
yeah, I'm the icon, but I'm not the one that does it best, you know? You did briefly bring it up, but do you enjoy your killer more for the playstyle, or like how do you feel about their lore, or is it like a little bit of A, a little bit of B, a little bit of C? What's the spread like
Um,
for you?
I like the lore. I love the movie so much. To this day, the 2006 movie is still like a really good silent movie. Unlike the other one, I don't know when that came out, but like the other one just made Pyramid Head a good guy, which really made me upset about it. He's supposed to be like the guilt on like the second game.
Yeah,
Got the James Sunderland, but I think supposedly they're supposed to make a new movie related to the second game soon, but hasn't been any announcements yet. So
crossing our fingers, I guess.
yeah, I'm still kind of sad they canceled PT or Silent Hills, whatever you call it. That game would have been so like all time peak for horror.
Yeah, and even the demo was pretty good.
Yeah, demo is still like one of the most like scary games to play this day. That's why that's another question
I
about
was
like
asking if you
star
enjoyed it
rating.
more for the playstyle or the lore, or just a little bit of both, was all.
Oh, I like the playstyle a lot. He's like to this day like fun killer to play. You like M2ing a lot.
And just on topic of the lore, what's your favorite game of Silent Hill?
That's gonna be hard, honestly. I really love 2 and 3 and Shattered Memories, but if I had to choose one, probably two. The
Classic, yeah.
PlayStation 2 version. Yeah, I haven't played the remake yet because how expensive it is.
It's really good,
Like,
if that helps.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just really picky on prices, especially like the $70 price tag.
That's completely
It's kind of
understandable.
insane. Yeah,
It's neat though, because a lot of the time the licensed killer mans aren't really like fans of the franchise, and like obviously you don't have to be. Like you don't have to religiously watch everything something's from to enjoy a character in a different game. I know there's like other Pyramid Head mains even that haven't even like played a Silent Hill game. There's like, yeah, I just like him for Dead by
oh
Daylight.
yeah, I.
Yeah, and
But
that's
yeah, I
like
think
that's fine, you know. But
movies are enjoyable. It's just that you're just gonna watch just for like a minute itself. I think it's just very to play the game out.
and in a complete conversational left turn, because I don't really have like segues for this. How do you feel about the killer cosmetics that he has in game? Do you feel like there's enough or not enough? And if you could have full executive control and have a skin made, what would it be? And what is your current favorite cosmetic set to wear?
Honestly, I am not really a fan of some of the cosmetics, like the barbed wire skin, for example. But I think it's like at least like a couple more because I'm surprised he hasn't gone as 2006. It's not like corrupted version. I think it's like he's like topless and I can't remember what he wears. But it's like one of like the cleanest like movie fits he has. And also like the other fit I would love to be in that game was I know it might sound silly, but like a pink BPS skin.
You do like a pink pyramid head?
Yeah, I've seen like cosplays of like
Yeah, I think I've seen the exact
Pyramid.
same ones.
And maybe like if that actually comes in the game, I would actually main that skin. Which, by the way, like the only skin I mostly wear is just the bloody fit, which is by far like best like bloody fit in the game.
Yeah, they kind of cooked with the Silent Hill blood outfits.
Yeah, Cheryl looks pretty good too as well. Probably the best chapter for prestige fits.
And Midwich too. Big fan of Midwich.
I'm I'm 50-50 on Midwich. It's funny enough. It's really good map for ONW if you're going against like a really good Swift, but it's also a good map for like M doing too.
Yeah. And what is your favorite map and your least favorite maps? And would you say that those correlate with Pyramid Head's strength on those maps? Like, is your favorite his best map? Is your least favorite his worst map?
For favorite map, I'm gonna go with Gideon's because it's in M2 like everywhere on that map. The cage spawns are pretty easy to like remember, and it's a small map too, so you don't have to worry about like W keying like 5 miles across the map.
Yeah.
And then the other map I really like too is Rikers Yard, which is kind of a decent size small map, I would say. Good map to remember the cages too. No issues like W keying as well. And my least favorite, which I know it's gonna like make a lot of people mad, but it's RPD.
What the hell?
Isn't reason why is just, it's a really, really good map to W key, like especially how big it is. So like that's why I always complain when I get RPD, especially when people read the map offerings. You can just easily gen rush a W key like BL. It's just complicated. It's a good map to M2 too, but
So you'd say a lot of the counterplay for Pyramid Head is like just leave the loop, right?
yeah, just leave the loop, W key, see them like in their power.
Yeah, I feel about that. While we're talking about playing against Pyramid Head and counterplay and that type of stuff, what are like some common misconceptions that people have about Pyramid Head? Like things that people don't understand. Say someone has a really common grievance and there's like really obvious counterplay they just aren't using. Anything like that.
Well, I guess like my only misconception is just people trying to take hits when literally like you can just go through people just running. I've gone like 2 survivor downs like a couple times because people want to take hits against someone that loves using their M2 a lot.
Yeah, and you nearly use it like religiously, so not really gonna be able to take a hit through that, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, unless they have like hope or any like exhaustion, like like they go room off the hook, then
Like body blocking a
it won't be
doorway would work, but nothing like out in the
it
open.
works, but like if they're in range of the power, then it's just PGs.
Yeah, you can just hit both for the price of one. All right, cool. So while we're still playing against Pyramid Head, you said you played Survivor for a while. Do you still do any surviving from time to time?
I still do something like time to time. I still
Okay.
do.
So when you play against a Pyramid Head, do you enjoy playing against him, and why or why not?
I like going against him. Doesn't matter if the empty fake or not. Like I just really love going against him. Like if I W key like some random pyramid, I'm just gonna like show them how difficult it is. Like his power or his empty faking in general. Which majority of pyramid mains just loves empty faking, which I don't mind. I know like most people don't really like it though. He's mostly like hated for that type of play.
Yeah, I feel it. Would you say that's like the most frustrating part against playing against Pyramid Head for survivors is just like M2 faking, or is there anything else that would be like,
Yeah, if they don't use their power as much, yeah, I would be a little bit more frustrating because they're not learning their power. Especially back in Stadiffle was like not nerfed, and you still keep your stacks for everything, which like that really annoys me back then. So I'm glad they nerfed it, so they have to like use their power.
because practice makes perfect, and it's definitely a power that's, I will say, like, not in a mean way, it's just, it's a little clunky, and it does take some getting used to.
Yeah, it takes like some time to get used to this power. Probably like at least like 200 hours, like get
Sheesh.
decently used to it.
All right, dang. And just in hopes of maybe cutting down on the 200 hours for people that are learning Pyramid Head for the first time, what is like some very general advice you'd give to someone learning him?
Be more patient with your power. I would especially recommend using the duration, like I said earlier, tab with the oppressor, get used to and be patient with your power.
Make sure you don't just throw it out 10 million times, like learn
Yeah,
some timings
I've
and stuff
seen
like
like
that.
a lot of pyramids, like these like quickly use them to like quick shotting, I would say.
Which
You're just
can
not being
work. You
patient.
just need to,
Yeah, it works, but like if you want to get used to the power.
yeah, there's nuance to everything. Crazy. So, in terms of getting used to things, and things have changed, of course. So, how have updates been for Pyramid Head? I haven't kept up with him very closely because it's not my area of expertise, obviously. But how would you feel updates to the game have treated Pyramid Head? Like that's maps, perks, etc. And how do you feel like updates to him specifically, so like buffs, nerfs, or kit changes have been?
There hasn't really been like many updates, but I do know like recently like his M2 camera got fixed, which it has been bugged since like the release of Chucky. So back then like his power like the camera was like so wonky to use. I guess perks don't really matter because you can, like I said, you can just counter like caging, like shoulder burden for example. Like you just cage like till death hook, you can just like not have to worry about it. And then maps, I don't really mind the maps like the new Arn for example. I think it's like a really good map of pyramid. So there's not really been any issues for maps. But the only issue like I guess like as of now is just the grow offerings. 'Cause apparently everyone loves that map. So
Irie Crow, yeah. That's the flavor of the month. Used to be Garden of Joy, used to be something else. It's probably gonna be something else later.
I don't really mind Garden of Joy.
I don't
It's
either.
just gross. Gross is, I guess, it's just more likable. So I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll get nerfed. Hopefully, again.
I feel like the biggest five head move would be to add a really killer sided version to that realm, and then they stop using the offering. That's what they did with Greenville.
Oh, really?
I mean, I
I
don't know
really
if
like
that's
reveal.
that's my like tinfoil hat theory, but like I like it when it's like they have a survivor side map, they have a killer side map in the same realm, so you can't just be like, okay, this realm is gonna be an easy win.
I don't really mind Greenville. I think it's like for me personally, it's like, well, this depends how stars play it out.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a better map that
Yeah.
Guard for
It's a really good
sure.
map. Garden, on the other hand, I don't really mind, especially when they bring their map offering. It's just
It's like,
main
oh,
building. It's just
okay.
really insufferable. You can't
Yeah.
really M2 through the windows.
Can't you M2
Sucks.
down the funny window in the dining room? Am I crazy?
Unless you're talking about the front patio ish, can M2 down. But like anything like inside you can't.
Oh, that's
Sucks.
rough.
Only Dracula can M2 to the the one side palette. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and while you're talking about a camera bug earlier, I am interested in knowing if your killer has any more bugs that maybe aren't as well known, or like any really, really well known bugs.
So far, I don't think I've encountered like many bugs yet. It's just like the past year, it's just the M2 bug and I guess the cage bug where, the survivor is not in the cage fully. They're like opposite side of it. It was kind of funny to see. I kind of wish I kept it though. It was like one of the goofy bugs I've seen.
Yeah, so nothing really like game breaking aside from the camera thing, which you did say they like fixed. So nothing like game breaking for him right now.
As of now, not really. There's not really any bugs right now, as far as I've
Nice.
encountered.
That's really nice. That's really cool. And while they're kinda bugs, technically, do you have any special hidden Pyramid Head techs that the world could know about that you would like to share?
Tags. I don't really know anything about tags. I guess like that's like really, really dirty. It's the Gideon's drop. Just gotta like time it like really right and you get that perfect injured or down.
Yeah, so it's less like tech things, more like knowing that you can hit something, then going for it and then hitting it type of deal.
Yeah, there's like some maps you can hit dirty like spots, like I said, the God Palette stairs and RBD boat or up and downstairs, which the upstairs part, like you can still hit it, just like people don't realize that's so.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, because he is like a little bit of a, I don't want to say he's a basic killer, but he's very straightforward and there's not like a lot of depth to it, but you still have to get good at what you have.
Yeah, he's pretty much just a straightforward killer, just all he has is just power, just M2 through the walls and just caging,
Yeah.
which is not really hard to learn where they're at. They're mostly corners of the map, depending which map.
Yeah, it's whatever corner you're in, just go to the opposite one. So, what would you change about Pyramid Head if you could? Like, anything at all, like accessibility, balance, kit, vibe, whatever. Like, what is inherently problematic, if anything? I
Like
do
change like your base kit or what?
anything?
Well, if I were to change it, like accessibility wise, like I know people don't really like seeing like like on your screen like there's just like barbed wire, which I know like it blocks like some of it. So I wouldn't mind if they reset like at least a few barbed wires. And for base kit, like I would love to see at least probably base kit spearhead, makes your duration a little bit longer by 0.5 and maybe copper ring. I think it's copper ring. No, not copper ring. Blackstrap makes your range a little bit like 0.5. I would kind of love to see that. And then if I want to the auto getter change, I guess like no notification with the uncaged. So
Yeah, that
which
would
I know
be.
it might happen when the anti-tunnel comes through. So I wouldn't be really surprised. And also like it's like I said, it's not really hard to learn the cage spawns either way. So
Yeah, I mean, getting two tapped off K, it's like where they added old borrowed time to unhooking people, and you had to run that every single game. Otherwise, you would just get two tapped and hooked again. That was rough.
oh my god. I would imagine Pyramid like back then, like right now, like a couple days ago, I realized how like when he first came out, like M2 faking or using your power, like his recovery speed was like instant crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So updates have made him maybe a little weaker, but like fairer, I guess.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about like uncaging and, the tunneling thing aspect specifically, what are your thoughts on like the Go Next epidemic and how often do you have people like disconnecting or going next? I know they like just announced that they were going to be doing changes to this to try and combat it. We don't have any more details past that, but how do you feel about that?
Honestly, like going next, it's just I question myself what going next. Like if I cage them or they get two tap in a loop and they just BC or just go next on a hook. Like it's just annoying to deal with. Which I understand people going next because he's one of the strongest killers to the tunnel. I don't really blame them.
And do you have any like, because like obviously it's a strategy just to win, of course, because it gets a player out of the game. So do you do any win streaking on Pyramid Head? And do you feel comparatively to other killers it's easy to do win streaks?
Win streaking, I have done like once. I think like the most wins I got was like 49, which unfortunately I lost on Crows. I didn't like realize how bad it was.
Of
But
course.
I don't even know if I want to do win streak because like one thing I just don't like tunneling all my friends, because I am mostly known for playing nice with M2 only. against mutualists. So like, if I like, for example, if I ever get like twisted visuals or not cheekly in my game, I would just feel bad. Like I tone them out.
Yeah.
Maybe like in the future, I will probably like, limit my games for Winstreaking. I don't know. Like I said, I would just feel so bad if I just tunnel out my friends. 'Cause I know people don't
Yeah.
like getting tunneled
And NA West
for
is like pretty
camps.
small, so it's really easy to run into people that you know.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like West is really small. I played East like mostly, and that server is like really huge.
Yeah, speaking from experience as someone on West, so I'm all running into people that know you. How often do you run into like Pyramid Head fans or antis? You know, stuff like DC of Pyramid Head. And how do you feel the community feels about Pyramid Head in general? Like, what's his rep?
Well, I think for the most part, probably negative rep because if they ever see Pyramid, they'll just instantly break up like, oh, so this person like probably doesn't like Pyramid, so they're always gonna try their hardest to go against me. They're just W key away or just great job. Even when I'm not like close, I'm like probably like 10 miles away. But for people that like I sit for Pyramid, for example, like I usually just let them go because I know they're a huge fan of Silent Hill, so
Yeah, sure, nothing else.
yeah, plus I would just feel bad thumbnail like a Silent Hill fan, so probably just make him like forever hate Silent Hill or Pyramid. So
I don't know if it's that serious. I don't know if you could like remove how good Silent Hill 2 is because you tunneled them in a video game once.
I happened before. I
Really?
can't remember the name, but it's
Oh,
like
we don't need the name, it's fine.
I think it's like Sim Pyramid, something like that. I don't know. They were like incredibly mean in ETC, and they were just done with Pyramid. I remember like after that they just swapped the TCM, which was funny.
Wow.
And the funny part is that I didn't really base scum in that game. I just kind of played fair. It was like back when I ran my OG build, which was like Deadlock, Nordhide, Lethal, and Noed.
I actually remember specifically when you were running that build because I had a banger TikTok of the Noed lighting right next to me. I
I
was like,
still remember that. That one was a classic. How long was that
I
actually?
have no idea off the top of my head. It's been a minute though.
That was good memories. I can't lie.
It was just, hey, what's that?
And Noah is still like one of the good part to run for him, but I think personally for end game it's just better to run Noah out instead.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but Noed has a lot of funny moments. I'm not gonna lie. And it's definitely more nuanced. Like sometimes No Way gets zero value, but I would say No Way Out is overall more guaranteed. You need what, 4
Yeah,
hooks? That's not too hard.
yeah, unless you're like caging, then you'll probably get
Does
like
that not
no
give you a
stacks.
stack?
No, it doesn't actually.
That's sick and twisted. Price to
That would probably
pay
make
to avoid
that would probably
anti-tunnel.
make Pyramid more stronger if they actually accounted for stacking. Same for like hook related perks like Pain Res or Get the Pain
Yeah.
or Pop as well.
Yeah. As far as making him stronger, how would you rate him strength wise personally? I don't mean just specifically like parroting what people say on tier lists, but with your own reasoning, your own experience, your own amount of hours, how strong do you think he is?
Not really. Well, I would say strong level, but like if you're like really really good, you could probably make him like one of the strongest killers. Especially like like I said, like you can just tunnel like off the cages like OPT power, like you can just easily two tap. It's just insane.
Yeah, because that base kit BT change, that is, I don't necessarily mean this negative, but it has spoiled us. Remember the dark days, and like the cage is like the one iteration of being unhooked that doesn't have that protection anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if like in the future they would give you like some protection. I mean, but it wouldn't even matter because they'll just like two tap them off the bat.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I still think the base kit BT should also apply to uncages because it feels kind of bad to just get tapped like that.
Yeah, I don't mind if they added B2. It's not really an issue for me.
Alright, oh, cool. So another little left turn here. Do you think that Pyramid Head, specifically your gameplay, your hours, your experience, do you think he has transferable gameplay skills to other killers? And like just as a for fun bit, do you think it has any transferable skills to other games?
For other games, not really, but like for DbD, yeah, the only killer like I kind of getting back into is Billy, which since I'm getting used to Pyramid's power, be more patient. So for Billy, I'm just like being more patient, like which curve I'm gonna like land or his chainsaw.
Okay, so it's not like a muscle memory thing, it's more of like a mental state thing where you're now more patient as a player.
Yeah, that's like where the patience is key.
Okay. It definitely makes sense though, because sometimes, as you were saying, just like randomly shooting them off out of nowhere without thinking about it, like you're not going to learn. So, yeah. So my
Alrighty.
penultimate question here for you, Ari, which is one of my favorites to ask because the opinions are so varied on it, is how long do you think Dead by Daylight is going to last?
Oh my god, with FNAF coming out this year, it would probably last for like a very long time. I know FNAF's like a really like big license for the horror community. And I mean, who knows what the future licenses are gonna be? I don't know, like probably like next 5 or 10 years. Who knows?
Yeah, I have no idea. I just know I'm excited to see what's coming. That's what I'm excited for.
I'm excited for this next chapter. I think like what PTV's next week, I believe,
Yeah,
which
they
apparently
did.
is so cool.
It's also exciting that they pushed it back because they wanted to do the health patch, which, by the way, was completely out of left field for behavior. I was never
Oh yeah.
expecting that. They've been talking about it like, we don't want to do health patch, we don't want to do health patch. And now, like, they just randomly drop, oh, hey, we're delaying the PTB because we want to do some health changes. What?
Yeah.
Like, that was
It's
such a green flag for me. I woke up and I felt like I was on a different planet. I genuinely don't know how I got here.
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest WSB areas done. And with that will definitely make the game a lot longer, especially at the end of the year. All changes too, which we still don't know what it is, but hopefully it's not bad.
And I'm
That tunnel.
liking it's not even getting leaked, you know? We just have to find out because I think behavior cooks the most when they don't get their shit leaked, I'm not gonna lie. Which is
Yeah,
like,
I don't remember when was the last time the chapter got leaked. I think it was the unknown chapter got leaked.
I don't think the unknown got leaked because we had all the marketing for it. I mean, I think this current chapter got leaked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say anything past that because spoilers, but like the one coming out in March,
I'm
and then
excited for the March one. Like if the March like killer is like really fun, I might like give him a try. If he's like really good, I'm probably just gonna main him next.
that's really funny actually because my last question was, what would make you drop Pyramid Head completely?
Oh, I would never drop Pyramid completely because of a different killer. But if there was one way, probably like if his power was on like equivalent like Dracula's like 10 seconds. If
Oh yeah,
Pyramid
like you
was
only
like
get
that,
like you'd only get one shot and then you have to wait 10 seconds.
yeah, if it was like that, or the cooldown was like really long, or they removed like the spammy, I guess, then yeah, I would probably just sweat him, or
And
his M2s would be like buggy. I don't know.
and just like a question because I don't like really play a lot of Pyramid Head. Your power bar goes down like a little bit when you take a shot. Like you have a that square that goes down. And then when
Mhm.
you fully empty the bar, does it have to fully recharge before you can hit a shot again or do you just have to be able to like do a little chunk, you know what I mean?
You can still like M2 with the little chunk. It's just that you won't have like
A lot
be
of time
patient with
to
it.
aim. Yeah.
You just have to be like really quick. We're gonna M2
Okay. You don't have to wait for the whole
straight
bar to
shotting.
recharge before going for it again.
Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.
If you only use it like these, if you like, I guess for like trails, like which loops they're gonna go for, or like
Yeah.
I guess I just be a little bit more patient with the power.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, that is all the questions I have for you. So now I'm just going to open up this little end bit here for you to talk about yourself, where you can drop all your links, where you people can find you. If you want to share a little tidbit about anything you're working on that's upcoming, floor is yours and go for it.
Like I said again, my name is Awrii. I'm mostly streaming on twitch.tv/Awrii or just posting clips through twitter.com/AwriiXO. And I think sooner in the future, I might work on a guide for Pyramid. So still in the works. I'll let you guys know when it's going to be done and released.
All right, well, thank you so much for giving me your time today and for coming on and being part of this project as the Pyramid Head player.
Thank you for letting me be part of this.
Yeah, of
It means a
course.
lot.
And to everyone watching, listening, getting beamed this information into their brain via something, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the community. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, night, morning, noon, evening, whatever it might be. I will catch you in the next one, and see you later. Bye bye.
Bye.